Well, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is for you. Thank you for watching this little synopsis of the message today. Today I want to talk about how that the fire of God creates a desire in our heart. I know it kind of rhymes, but I think holy fire can stir up a holy desire for more of God. The story that we're going to look at is Isaiah, and the situation is that the king, Uzziah, has died. And King Uzziah was one of the good kings. A lot of hope, a lot of expectations. But then when he did not follow through and died, I think Isaiah was deeply disappointed in the earthly king. And in that disappointment, he turned his attention to worship. He went to the temple, and there he sees the king that sits on the high and lofty throne of heaven. And that desire in his heart to draw near to God, to worship God and experience God, allowed him to have this vision that in turn helped him discover his calling to be the prophet that God wanted him to be. I think desire is one of the greatest gifts that God can give us. If our desire and our hunger and thirst for God goes away, then our commitment, our joy, and everything else will begin to wane. And we need to pray as we stir up the fire that God would plant within us a hunger and a passion and a desire to follow him. There are several things that Isaiah experienced when he met and experienced God's fire. One is that he had a desire to know God more. He wanted to be closer to him, and our desire should draw us to know God more and more. He also wanted to be holy. He said, I'm a man of unclean lips, and that desire can help us pursue the holiness, to be Christ-like in every area of life. And then he said, here am I, send me. That desire to be a part of what God's doing and to be used for his kingdom is very important to our spiritual life. If we don't have a desire to be a part and to want to be useful in his kingdom, then something isn't quite right. And then Isaiah had to be faithful. He asked God, how long will this go on? And God basically said, until I'm finished, until I reach the end of your journey. And while Isaiah never saw a miracle or revival, he did see a vision of the coming Christ. He's the one that gave us the best prophecy to help us understand who Jesus is and what Jesus would be. And I pray that God would stir up in our heart a passion and desire to know Jesus and to see him glorified in our life and in our world. That's our hope. That's what we live for. Let the holy fire of God stir up a holy desire for Jesus Christ. Thank you.